Hello grade 3s. Our comprehension for this week is called Canteen Food, Good or Bad. Canteens are usually what we know as tuck shops at our school. What do you think about the food and drinks school canteens sell? Lots of parents, teachers and students at our school have been talking about it this week. We have a new canteen manager who wants to change things by getting rid of everything she thinks is not healthy. She wants to ban soft drinks and even some fruit juice packs because they have too much sugar. But why? She doesn't look like she eats healthy food herself. Our teacher, Mr. Tan, is very cross because he has an ice cream every morning. He says that the milk in it is good for him and the sugar gives him the energy to put up with us for the rest of the day. He usually buys a pie and chips for lunch. Miss Cody, who is very thin and sporty, thinks that we should all be running around at lunch. So she doesn't think we need a canteen. You can see that she lives on carrot sticks, celery and nuts. She wants us all to be healthy and to look and feel like sports stars. My mum doesn't let us buy much junk food, but she says that the money from the canteen buys books for the school library. Mum is worried that if it doesn't sell as much, we won't get any new books. We'll just have to wait and see what happens and who wins. But I do know one thing for certain. It will be impossible to please everyone. Right, if we look at the different parts of speech, we've got the category nouns. Now you all know a noun is a naming word. It names people, animals, things and ideas. For example, there are things like happiness and love which you can't see or touch or feel, but they are still nouns. There are 4 different types of nouns. We've got the common noun, which are used to name a type of thing, person or animal in our daily lives. So if you look at the picture, there's hair, man, arm, chair, shirt, etc. Then we come to a group of very important nouns, the proper nouns. These are the names of specific people, places, things, animals and organizations. Proper nouns always begin with capital letters. So the name of the story, Little Red Riding Hood, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and also the days of the months, holidays, titles of films, books, songs and plays and languages. We come to another one called abstract nouns. These name feelings, ideas and things that we do not have a physical form of. We can't see, touch or measure them. So it's things like jealousy, courage, anger, respect, happiness and love, amongst others. The last category we're going to do more of later in the year, collective nouns. They are singular in form, but they refer to groups of people, objects or things. It's a different way of saying a lot of. So a flight of stairs could be a lot of stairs. A pack of cards could be a number of cards that are together in a pack, and so on. We come to the second group, verbs. A verb is a doing word which provides an action in a sentence. A verb is very important. You cannot have a proper sentence without a verb. For example, Jane reads the paper. John has fallen asleep and is snoring. Jane is awake. Verbs can also express a state of being. So those are the verbs is, am, are. He is mad. I am tired. You are at home. We've got another category of verbs called auxiliary or helping verbs. They are needed to help complete a verb. For example, is, are, was, were, may, might, shall, should, can, could, do, did, has, have, had, will, would. Verbs can also be in 3 different tenses. The 3 main tenses we focus on in grade 3 is the present, which is in the middle. Then we go to the past, something that's happened before in the past, and the future. Now, the first example is the past tense, he ran. Present tense, it happens now, he runs. And the future, he will run. Right. Our third part of speech is adjectives. The adjectives describe the noun or the pronoun by adding interest and meaning. So it tells us more about the noun in the sentence. And these words are very important if you'd like your sentences to be more complex and have more detail. So, for example, in the sentence, the small insect is brown and ugly. Small, brown, and ugly are descriptive adjectives. They tell you more about the insect. We have 1, 2, 3, both, double, any, few, all, many, some. These are adjectives of quantity, and they tell us how many. We've got adjectives of order, which is your ordinal positions, your first, second, third. They are adjectives of position. This, that, these and those are demonstrative adjectives. They tell you which one. Which, what, whose, those are ones that start with WH, are interrogative adjectives. They ask questions. And the last category is possessive adjectives. These adjectives tell you who something belongs to. So it's my, his, her, our, their, your, its, and our. Right, what I'd like you to do now is to go to your comprehension text, and I'd like you to underline all the nouns that you can find in a blue crayon, all the verbs that you can find in green, and all the adjectives in red. I'll give you a little while to do that, and then we can come back together and check. Right, I think you've had long enough to do that. Let's have a look at what you've done. The answers will be on your screen in bold. Pause this video to check for the answers, and then you can come back to it. If we look at the first sentence, for example, what do you think about the food and drinks school canteens sell? So which of those do you think are nouns? First of all, it's you. Then we've got food, drinks, and canteens. In that sentence, school is actually an adjective. It's describing the canteen. The answers will be on your screen in bold again. Pause the video to check for the verbs. The verbs are think and sell. I'm going to carry on for a little bit longer. Lots of parents, teachers and students at our school have been talking about it this week. So our nouns are parents, teachers, students and school, as well as the week. Our verbs are, have been talking, and our adjectives, they aren't this week. Your answers will be on your screen in bold. Pause the video to check for the adjectives. I hope you enjoyed this activity, grade 3s, and we'll see one another again next week.